Okay, welcome back to another VoD review, up in time for the start of Season 3. So this is going to be a Diamond 1 game by a player called Diazel, who sent in the video. Thank you very much. If you want your video reviewed, then you can send it to Vanadamesports@gmail.com. You can also join the Discord community that we have going, where you can get into contact me, ask me questions, do some live coaching, all that type of stuff. So straight in with this, I'm going to say no sound. You get to listen to my beautiful voice for like 30 minutes straight. So apologize for that, but the clips are sent in. I do promise to do the videos. And so we're starting off here with a strongholds on streets. So at Diamond, what we want to be making sure when we push up on streets is that we're covering all the angles on the map that are available as we push up. And commonly what you see at the start is that one of the teams will push up too much on one side or allow a flank from the other side. And then that causes like this snowballing effect where one team gets a good lead. You cannot overcommit to the start on this map, because if you do, you will lose momentum very quickly. So we've got a nice two-man going on there for the rocket launcher. That guy's weak. He massively overcommitted, running bottom palms there against two players. He's now chilling in here. And then we've picked up the rocket launcher. So this is a good start for the team. We should be trying to press that advantage. I probably would have gone around and helped my teammate there just in case. However, there could be comms for the call out at the arcade here. And walking across there, in Diamond, you want to make sure that when you're taking duels, that you're using the cover. So, I mean, there was a little desync, to be fair. You are playing at, what, 160 ping. But I would have just kind of kept in tires, maybe, knowing that the ally with rocket launcher was behind you. But your teammate got it anyway, so it's all good. So we should be thinking about where we're spawning at Diamond. We have to keep the ante up. We have to be thinking, where are my teammates? What are they doing? And where am I going next? So we've just seen our allies die at B. It's half captured. We are getting shot by the stalker rifle from what I assume is Ivy Stairs or B Stairs, somewhere in that direction. So we want to be thinking about that threat and the fact that this means the enemy may be pushing A. Maybe. So we're going up to get some cover onto there. The guy with stalker rifles come up. He's big overcommitted there. That was his mistake. I like how you're staying back here. You're not staying still. And then you're moving in between cover. So this is a good use of cover into the back, cleaning up the kill on B stairs, and then picking up the thruster. So we are better at dueling should anyone come up here. Sliding forward there. Thrust. So there, it was just the mistake that you had the thruster, but then you just didn't use it. That is my only feedback for that moment. You had the thruster, you could have used it, you didn't. It happens. There's plenty of clips of me not using the repulsor when I have it. Just don't forget you have the thruster in your back pocket. It is one of the most overpowered pieces of equipment in the game. I like how so there, the player showed good discipline to back off. He knew that they were at B because they just killed him. And he knew that there was also another player there at B and they were capping it. So the discipline there to back off and sort of wait for the map to reset was good. And he's getting chased as well. And this is one of the things that probably a platinum player maybe wouldn't have realized. Flank around there was really good. Secures the shotgun. And now we definitely got some momentum. Getting pinched. Good use of an unpredictable angle there. A little bit of an ego challenge maybe. Probably wouldn't have pushed it. However, I liked the jump. It made it so it wasn't as predictable. Team's cleaning up. Again, we should be thinking, what are we doing? We've got the A and B side. We're back PD. They're pushing tires. You're in CAF. You've got a crossfire. I would probably go up tires, jump up here, or flank round to B stairs. And the reason for that is that I don't believe, if we just go back very slightly, I don't think anyone's died from the other team recently. No. So there's a player here. There's definitely some players in B. So what this means is that we might be able to get a free flank up B stairs. And then we can take them out. You could also go up the tires route as well, but then it kind of blocks off the angle that's in between B stairs and then the tires area as well. So you just want to be careful on that. Choice of flanking route can essentially change the game, but not pushing up alongside into caution was a very good choice, or would be a very good choice, but we've decided to go this way. We do get the kill, but now notice how we're all pushing from one side. Oh, we're pre-made. We're pre-made with one person. So I'm assuming there's some communication going on between you two, but unfortunately I can't hear it because there was no sound. So yeah, arguably I probably would have pushed them a different direction there. But they're pushing B stairs now. Should be thinking, in my head now, I'm thinking they're pushing from here. But where are the other guys at? Who's watching down here? Who's watching over here? Who's watching down here? So these are the questions that you should have. I'm not saying this player isn't thinking that, but these are food for thought for the viewer. When you're in a situation like this where everyone is just absolutely beaming the guy on B stairs, you know, that guy was toast. So you need to be thinking, where am I looking next? Nice double. Wow, they really both pushed up B stairs. Pushing down B stairs there, probably not necessary, but I like the movement. I like how we're trying to get around and not be stationary. We're trying to look around and get information as much as we can. So here you're actually acting as the anchor for the team. Unfortunately, you get hit by the rocket, but I liked the choice of sort of keeping B safe. Free dad on your team. This here from Sam, this is a good play. He's keeping low. He's not engaging the enemy, and he's trying to basically play his life as much as he can. And this might give us an unpredictable flank, which the opponent may not realize could happen if they just leave him there. So you should never leave an opponent stood somewhere, because Sam should have got called out here, and the opposing team hasn't called him out, maybe because he's not dead yet. He just left him. Big mistake by the other team. If he can play his life and stay still, he's a considerable hazard to the other team. They have found him. He's dead. Unfortunate, but it was a good idea. Nice clean up. More coming up driveway. Use arcade as cover. Good. This angle's slightly worse because of the rebound of the nades. And then maybe just sliding out into cover. I like the fast-paced gameplay this player is showing. It means they're quick to react to situations. Though one thing I will say is sometimes it feels like you're like zipping around just because you can, and not necessarily zipping around with a reason, if that makes sense. So I like the agency. I like the response time. I think it's really good. I just think this player needs to think in, right, I'm doing all this sliding around and everything. Why am I doing it? Because if there ain't no reason for doing it, don't do it. Because it's really loud and they can tell where you are when you're doing it. But it's better to be a moving target always. Okay, so we're spawning back PD. This guy's taking fire. What are we going to do? I would look back here. Keep looking back here. This is good. Pushing around. Don't overcommit. They completely misplayed that. I like the backing off. Look at the shields and that he backed off there. So this is another. If you're in platinum, there's a lot of things this player's doing that shows why they're not platinum. You are looking at the ground a little bit too much, but you are preemptively sort of tweaking your crosshair as you go. I think crosshair placement can always be better, but I don't think your crosshair placement is necessarily bad. You are always thinking roughly where the enemy is. It's just sometimes you're a little off. Good. Twitch aim's good. You're either playing a very high sense or you're playing on mouse. Unfortunate from the flank from PD there. Well played by them. PD's a really good, nice and sneaky way to get a flank around if you go inside from back here. Okay, we're controlling C here. Oh, we're spawning C. So, and we can see the enemy's taking this area here. We've got an ally in combat up at A. So this is making me start to think we're going to have someone here. We might have someone in the tires area. But we don't know if anyone's in here because we have an ally and he's not in combat. So if the enemy's going to push A, take C for free. I keep doing this Art of War thing in all my videos, but it's like, if you don't have to fight, don't take a risk you don't have to take. You can fight at A, potentially lose it, and die, or you can fight at C, or you can go to C and cap it with an ally and then rotate up. So, or you can hold balcony at a power position. So I like how you're moving towards Ivy, using the pillars as cover. Unfortunately, there was two of them. They did respond to C, but you got it. And then I just want to, as we usually do in these videos, I just want to articulate how when an opponent makes a bad choice. These two guys here are about to make a mistake that I have spoken about in videos multiple times. Do not randomly jump over railings when you don't know where the enemy is, because if you do, this happens. There's one guy. The other guy jumps straight over. They get greedy, and then they get flanked. They should have gone down the stairs. Or they should have done the pizza jump. That would have been a more safe way to do it. And we get rockets as well. So that was poor decision from the enemy team there. They were asking for that. And now, another thing I want to say is that we've lost an ally down here. But if we just go back, do you see this pinching motion from Diazel's team here? I think Diazel is how you say his name. It reminds me of Diazel, like a bond between nitrogen. No chemistry in this. You can see this pinching motion. We've got someone moving from here. We've got someone moving from here, and we've got someone in there already. So if there's any enemies in this area, which again I can't tell because there's no comms, but if they were in that area and your pre-made called them out, this pinch was actually really good. Trevor's dead, so there's someone over there. Sprinting in blindly is a little dangerous, so I probably would have stopped sprinting. See what I mean? So now you're stuck on planters, now you're dead. So the response again from this player is really good, but I would have literally stopped here. I would have just stopped right there. You know they're over there because Trevor just died. So again, it's that idea of like no man's land. So like I wouldn't have gone past here, and I definitely wouldn't have gone out of there either. If you're gonna go over, you got to get over now. You have to just slide straight over. Now you've stopped. You're giving them time, so there's hesitance. So stay here. Use the stairs. You know you have an ally behind you. So if they take A, hopefully the ally is going to help out. But you know that someone's here or on A because this guy's just died. But the fact that you slid over, they probably saw you running through, and unluckily for you, Halo timing as it always is, he hits you with a rocket, or is it a nade? No, he fires a rocket through because he sees your ally and yourself. He heals you, and then they just throw another rocket at you there. I think he shot the sign that's up there, actually. I did one of the shorts. There's a little orange sign. You can hit stuff at. That sign right there, you're stuck in planters. That sign's your worst enemy. Oh, you can't see it because of my camera. Let's just take the camera off. There's a sign right there. That sign's really good for bouncing nades and for hitting with rockets if people are camping in the planters. Anyway, carrying on. So they've got a big push on B here. So I'm thinking, right, if my team's holding out and they're hard pushing B, is there any chance that I can push A? I think A was free here. And let's just go back over what's going on there. Let's just go back over what's going on. So Diazel's dead. He's the only person who's dead right now. Two of his allies are dead. So now it's a 1v4. This is 1v4. Shouldn't do this. Yeah? This is a 1v4. They are probably all here. Run. Go to A, secure it, and we did a short on it earlier this week. Anchor for the team. So if you're not sure what anchoring is, anchoring is where you secure a safe spawn location for your team, which gives you a vantage point. So in this case, it would be top A. Yeah. So taking A would give you nice cafe and soda spawns, soda being back A where there's a big soda can sign. And then that gives you a nice base of operations to then potentially loop round to C, which the enemy team hasn't done yet. And also put a defensive front up towards A and give you mid control as well. So just a little one there. I would have not gone for that because that was a 2v4, 1v4 because you know Trevor was on his own against 4 dudes potentially, so he was going to die anyway. And see how we started spawning up on this side because we've moved over. It's a safe space. Again, the video that came out on Friday was talking about how spawns move depending on danger zones. Your team was never going to spawn at PD because like 3 of you just died at arcade. It's too close. This is fine. Try and hold it out as much as you can. That was really good. So just keeping his toe in the stronghold to capture it. That was good. Using the pillar as cover. Being a moving target. Again, I will praise this player. They're very hard. They're never stationary. And it's good because it makes them very hard to hit. And also the way they move is quite unpredictable. And they have shown that they actually have the ability to secure last hits. We've seen a few one-shot players... enemies in this game where this player has just gone boop and he's just killed them. So that's something that you really need to look at if you're wondering why you're losing. Can you secure those kills? We've got a video that's come out on incremental weapon training if you want to go watch that on the channel in the How to Halo playlist. And here we're just pushing up. Again, we're recognizing when we're at disadvantage, we're going back. Again, it's that aggression, that controlled aggression that we see from higher ranked players. Maybe a platinum player there wouldn't have decided to escape that way. And now we're attacking from a different angle as well. Don't go over to Okay, good. So the mistake there would have been to go over to caution, because then there would have been 2 of you at one angle getting grenaded. I'm glad that the player didn't do that. And then we're pushing, realizing again we have the disadvantage. You probably should have died for that. That was a little too aggressive, but you got away with it. And now the team's here, having done some damage, and then we get the pick, and then we push in. And we secure B. Now, I would have probably held B a little there, tried to play the wall a bit more. You have the zone and they want it. You could get naded out, but if that player crosses the doorway into B and you have the shotgun, at the very worst for you, if you don't misplay it, it's a trade, and they don't get B. But the fact that you went into it, it's sort of understanding the strong area that weapons have. So like when you're in here, you know, this area here is a very strong area for the Bulldog because it's got cover. It's got cover here, and enemies are going to funnel into it. Yeah? That's really good for you with the Bulldog. You want to be in close range. But as soon as you sort of start to leave here, it's a great idea, but this player here, he probably, maybe he accidentally slid and he caught you out, but the timing's a little off, and you know, your crosshair was a bit in the wrong place here. So if you're going to make a play like this, you might want to position your crosshair a bit more centrally to the area. Especially, I think, do you jump? I think you jump afterwards as well. Can you see how, like, your crosshair sort of, you almost were moving faster than what your brain was thinking? Because if you're going to move like this, you need to think, right, what am I going to do if someone's right at that door? Because you knew he was there, because he threw a nade, I think. He took damage from it. So, there's a nade there too. So, just a little thing there on potentially crosshair placement, and then keeping to the strong areas of weapons. I mean, this area here is a good area for the Bulldog, but it's a lot more open than the arcade. Anyway. Yeah, so he just grabs you there. He just grabs you. And as well, you didn't want to go for the melee either, because if you punch each other and then you're both one shot, then it's down to chance who's going to kill the other person. But you actually had the advantage there because the Bulldog does a lot more damage per second than the battle rifle does. So you wanted to get the shot first. But I understand when someone comes into you like that, it is easy to panic. Anyway. Nice little duo there. Oh, loses out. Teammate not meleeing, so Agent Cook's getting the double. Oh, he gets killed. Trevor gets in with the nade. The martyrdom grenade. And now we're taking C while losing A and B. So I don't have an issue with this. I think it's good to secure a safe location. Bottom C is a nice location. It's got the commando in it. You can go up to trash like this player is and cover pizza and B stairs. But here I think rockets was up, and I definitely would have prioritized rockets for this. I mean, look at your lead as well. And I know the timeline keeps coming up, but I think at this point they're like 90 points ahead or something. Like 105 points ahead. So you can afford to go for rockets at this point. The other team can't afford to not get them. So I would have pushed rockets here instead of pushing B, because even though you lose A, you could have potentially wiped them with the rocket launcher and then just took a zone back anyway. So it's almost that like lose an inch to gain a mile type thing. And you see a lot of pro teams do it where they are prepared to concede an objective to gain an advantage to then take it back and then create a bigger lead. So that's just a little thing there for me. I think taking rockets would have been the better play there, because we don't know where rockets are right now. And now you're getting pushed without them. So I'm assuming the other team's got them. Someone's got them because they've been picked up. No one's used them yet. Been picked up and dropped. Interesting. Oh, there's one. Yeah, so there you go. The enemy team's got the rocket launcher. You get him anyway. That's a big misplay from him. So if you're that player there with the rocket launcher, he didn't need to push into B. The fact that this guy had the rocket launcher and he was nearby was threat enough. It was threat enough. He didn't need to push. This is the thing. So like, one of the things I'm going to talk more about in the future is something called zone analysis, and the fact that this guy, when you have a rocket launcher, your effective area of threat is massive. And again, if you watch HCS, like when a team gets the rocket launcher, sometimes the game literally stops because it's that threatening. And it's almost the same with the sniper rifle in certain areas. Like, the presence of that weapon is so dangerous to the other team that you just can't push it. And this guy took the rocket launcher to you and potentially gave it to you. And let's not forget, the rocket launcher's blast radius is iffy at best sometimes, and you're more likely to just kill yourself. Yeah, whereas he could have stayed in tires or just backed off. So, bad play from the guy with the rocket launcher there. He wastes the rockets, he only gets one kill, and then he gets killed himself. And the rest of his team tried to get in to make something of it, and I suppose they do. That was a nice, team push by them. But it looks like the Slayers aren't really that different at the moment. You just seem to be just big time out rotating them. They're just not really pushing correctly. There's a lot of overcommitting going on in this game from both sides. That heaven angle's good that player got there. Look how much pressure it's putting on the guy we're recording here. He probably shouldn't have pushed that. His team was with him. Okay, so let's take A. Nice little team fire from a positional advantage. Ooh, jumping over ledge. Look at that again. Jumping over a ledge without checking. Dead. Yeah? I say it all the time in all my videos. Do not do it unless the enemy team is dead. Or you know where they are. You didn't know where they were. You jumped over the ledge. GG. You're dead. Because Halo timing, they'll always be there. Nice cleanup. I'm assuming there was some comms there. There's a guy on A. How are we going to play it? You got another spike grenade. Spike grenade it. You got him. But when you've got the spike grenades, one of the things you need to think about with spikes is you sort of did it. You sort of threw it at the wall. But personally, I would have just thrown my spikes like right there on that wall. And then the entire side of A would have just got blasted. And even if you got one shot, but you had that other spike and you didn't use it. That's just criticism. Now, spike grenades are very nice. Everyone says how OP frag grenades are because you spawn with two. But like plasma grenades and spike grenades, they're way better. Spike grenades in closed spaces are amazing. Oh, good stick. Well, I suppose we kept the spike grenade and we stuck someone. Nice stick. That guy completely misplayed, though. How come you didn't pick the... I know you're weak, but I'm surprised you didn't pick the shotgun up as you ran there. Playing life, good. This is another thing. I'm really trying to pick up some of the good things this player's doing in this match. Because I think sometimes I spend a lot of time saying bad things that players do, and I really want to try and, promote and praise good things so other people can watch the video and see them. So this was a good, nice little chase round. You kept behind him, took some angles, take the sentinel beam. There we go. Sentinel beam's really good. If your tracking's good, it's really good. Oh, and there's the rocket. Unfortunate getting caught out there. I'm noticing that we're not getting rockets a lot. So even though we're winning by 105 points earlier, this is twice now where we've not got the rocket launcher. And one of the things you really need to focus on at higher ranks, if you're having close game, even at any rank actually, if you're having a close game and you lose the game, go back in theater and watch how many times you lost the overshield, the rocket launcher, the sniper rifle. How many times did the enemy team get it? Because if they got it more times than you did, I'm going to go ahead and say that's probably the reason you lost. Yeah? Halo is an arena shooter. The whole match is around items that spawn on the ground. And if you can effectively use those things, like the Bulldog, like the Disruptor, like the Stalker Rifle, they're there to be used. And we've lost the rocket launcher twice. Well, there's still a guy in there. He's got the rocket launcher. Or he did. Oh no, the other guy had the rocket launcher. That was unfortunate. You pushed a little too aggressive there. Maybe what I would have suggested is, I think, yeah, you even thought about it. I think this angle here is too predictable. There's a little ledge just here, just out beneath the timeline. I like to take that ledge and I like to jump up here. Because you have the advantage because you got a teammate there anyway. So, yeah, taking this, because then you would have got B and then he's off and he's got pressure. So, again, it's like, good players don't force fights they don't have to take. Like, that guy left the zone and there was two of you. So, he gave himself the disadvantage. You could have just took the zone and stood in it. And it's that higher level thinking where you avoid fights that don't need to be fought. Sometimes a guy gets away on one shot. So what? Leave him. As long as he's not in your area. As long as it's not CTF or something. Excuse me. And he's giving an anchoring point for his team to spawn. That's when you shouldn't do it. Nice attempts to escape. Trevor's overcommitting a little bit. They collapsed on you quite well. Can you get the clean up though? Teammates playing safe. That's good. Other teammates coming up behind to support. Oh, he's on his own though. See, now this is dangerous. Like, I haven't watched this video before, by the way, and I try to do all my coaching like that, so it's my in the moment sort of game sense thing that's doing it. But like, what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling right now is like an ally died, so then the next teammate went in, and he died, so then the next teammate went in, and now you're going in, and it's like the carousel of death. You have to wait after so long, and you have to let the spawns reset, and your ally got straight past them. That's a misplay from them, but just be careful doing like this carousel of death thing that I'm talking about, because if you just run, die, suddenly you're locking yourself into a permanent 3v4, and you're never at a point where 4 of your allies are on the map at the same time, and that has a significant impact on the momentum that you can generate over a longer period of time. And I'm trying to cover more advanced concepts in this video because it's targeted at diamond players. You know, diamond's what, the top 25% or something like that? See that guy got away, so what? Call him out, leave him alone. Nice little nade there. Someone's just tapped that A, so there's someone there. Nice grenade. Could have seen a bit more movement in this duel. Ooh, almost. Could have just seen a little bit more movement a bit earlier in that duel. Maybe some crouching. Oh, he got first shot, actually, so you could have just backed out. That's unfortunate. They're going to get the rocket launcher for the 3rd time. There's 1 rocket. Always call that out, by the way. There's 2 rockets. So always call out when someone fires. If you don't get the rocket launcher, call out when someone fires a rocket. I know you can hear it, but it's nice to know, say, oh, 1 rocket left. Oh, rocket's done. Rocket's gone. Something as simple as that. It goes through language barriers, especially if you're a English player playing in Europe and you've got a team of people who maybe don't speak English, and you say, oh, rocket's gone. And then hopefully they know what that means. Okay, we jumped over the ledge. What are we doing? We're trying to pinch B here, but we're kind of not doing it in a synchronized way. So, Trevor's dead. So here, I liked the pinch, but one of the things you have to be careful of is when you're pinching an objective, you want to try and pinch nearly at the same time. So there's a few different ways you can play the pinch. You can like sort of bait one side, get them to commit to one side and then flank them. Or you can pinch 2 at once and cause confusion. And it depends how the enemy reacts, which one works. But like, you don't want to be going, 1 goes in, then another goes in, then another goes in. There's too much gap. There's too much distance between those fights, and you're leaving an opportunity to the opponent to eliminate you before you arrive. And that's sort of what Trevor did there. He pushed too early. Good strafe from that player. Okay, we're taking A. I like how Proxy. Look how Proxy's standing near Sam to help him out there. And you spawn PD, so you've got a great angle. Yeah, you got an admit that is a bad spawn for them. Wow. So I just want to highlight right there, spawn video that came out on Friday. He spawned in PD because the enemy team had not killed any of his team, and his team were mostly at A. And so the safest place it deemed was PD. You've got to make, like, if you don't kill people, if there's a prolonged amount of time when no one dies and no one's taking damage and your squad is up on an objective near the other team, you will spawn on top of them. And look at what happens. Unfortunate for the enemy team. Brilliant spawn for you. But that's why that happens. Let's run a fastball at your teammate's head. Someone's still on B stairs. What we're thinking. Teammate's gone to flank. Good play by him. And he dies. I think he was low when he did that. And I really enjoyed. I just want to go back and highlight a play from Diesel there. I really thought there that playing the sneaky, sit in the corner and wait. This isn't ratting. This is a genuine strategy. You sit in the corner, you wait, you recharge, and also, shame on you. Shame on this player for not checking the corner. Yeah, and he just gets backsmacked. So well played. You should hold corners like that. There's loads, like on live fire, there's the crates on sandbags. There's the ramp that goes from dummy door to C. There's loads of sneaky places where you can just sort of wait and people just won't check the angle. They just walk straight past you. They are catching up. They are catching up, and you can see the momentum has come from they're controlling the weapons a lot better than you. What are we doing? We're pushing together towards C. Is anyone on A? We've got someone in cafe. So A's defended. See here, you're taking the same angle as Trevor. You want to be out a bit more towards the street so you can also look for anyone. Because if anyone comes up this street now, if anyone comes up here, you have no idea. And I can't see the marker for your pre-made here. Or is he PD somewhere? He's like behind you somewhere. You can't see if anyone else is coming. Yeah, see how you're looking around, panicked, like, where am I getting shot from? What's happening? I would have stayed maybe on the stairs, or I would have been in the middle of B Street, but not past the B stairs, because see, so you get flanked from B stairs. So being everyone in arcade is not a bad, it's not a good call because it limits your vision, and it also doesn't give you an escape route down to the wire. This one, and again, I don't know how this goes. So thinking we're taking C, so they're taking B, so we're taking C. I like this call. Not taking a fight and trying to score points. They are going to come for you, though. And they got the rockets again 4 times. Really need to prioritize power weapons on the map. Although I agree you should have gone for C. I think your team should have pushed down for rockets and you could have helped them from C. So I think that's a misplay on a team level rather than on a player level. That's the team not playing together. And at this point, we're running out of time. So you could have backed up there and you could have got that. I know it's panic mode because look, they're 13 points away from victory and you were winning the whole time. But you are taking B, but you just could have backed up. You kind of played it a bit too aggressive because you should always check if the Bulldog's up there. You've not seen it for a while. That was a really big fight that you just won on B. Who's watching Neon? Nobody. Nobody's watching Neon. There are 2 of them here, though. 2 of them here. I like that you didn't look. I think we need to know if anyone's at Neon or purple, whatever you want to call it. Pink, I call it sometimes. And standing at the rail there wasn't a safe option. But it's hard for me to judge where the comms are, but you need to keep an eye over there. Because if they get C, they're going to flank your ass. That was unfortunate. He should have died. There we go. Oh, they're all hanging out in here. So this is why you don't stand in arcade. Second time this game something like this has happened. Don't just group up in arcade. It's an awful place to stand. So it feels enclosed and safe, but it's not because it's a pinch point. It's in the middle of a pinch point. Why be so hard to take? Oh, then you win it out. Brilliant. So let's have a look on the scoreboard here. So how are we doing? 21 and 23, 36. Wow, you're pre-made. Samosu coming in with the 36 bomb and 25 plus 11. That was good. So I think general comments from this video, from this player's point of view, and I suppose low diamond in general, because we got some upper plats in that game. Control of power weapons and power items like the Bulldog, the Thruster, which we didn't see really any of this game. And the Stalker Rifle is imperative if you want to win on streets. They are so powerful. Even the Commandos. Commando has a faster time to kill than a Battle Rifle does. Sometimes there was some rotations that were sort of not in the... And it's not necessarily Diazel that was doing this, but like the team wasn't playing cohesively. And a lot of people play solo in ranked and they think, oh, I'm solo, so just do what I want. And it's like, no, it doesn't matter if you're solo or not. You should be playing with the team. And I know playing with the team can be hard depending who you get on your team. And I'm not saying that every game you can just play with the team. But in this instance, there were a few moments where you could have lost the game because the team wasn't playing cohesively. And losing the Rockets 4 times, this game was a lot closer than it needed to be. Definitely need to prioritize weapon pickups. Not necessarily you picking them up yourself, but like prioritizing your positioning to enable other teammates to get weapon pickups. Or, I didn't have the comms, communicating in such a way that you can ask them to cover you while taking the weapon pickups. So there's that. And then finally, sometimes crosshair placement was just, you're a bit all over the place because you're so active as a player. You move so much that sometimes it's actually detrimental. So keep the movement up, but try to learn when to vary the tempo. I felt like you were I felt like you were at 100 miles an hour a lot more than you were at stationary. Even though there were some good examples in this video of you playing your life and slowing down, I feel like we could slow down a little more in places and make it calculated when you do so. But I think definitely some strong diamond gameplay, definitely some good things from this player, and some strong areas that will help them to move up the ladder. And hopefully the changes that they put in this week at the start of season 3 will help them to move higher diamond, because that gameplay was good. Like that's not a low diamond gameplay from this player. They definitely got potential. So I hope you enjoyed this one. As always, give it a like if you did, sub if you're new here, check out the streams on Tuesdays. And I hope you enjoy all things Halo coming soon. Only good things to say here. Happy with the things 343 are doing right now. And excited for the rest of the season for HCS and for season 3. So I'll see you in the next one. This has been Vanadam. See you later.